Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from Temple of Balance. Oh, the sun's getting brighter. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. That's the 2nd, the 3rd and the 4th of February 2024. And yes, it wasn't, the sun wasn't out quite this bright when I was just setting up, so it's extremely bright. So welcome. I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Friday the 2nd of February here, and the time is 7:48 a.m. So I was going to go outside, but it's extremely windy, and I didn't know if my cards would blow all over the place or what would happen. So, yeah, I think the sun's going behind some clouds a little bit now. So that would be nice for my eyes. So welcome. I also want to send out just an extra special welcome to my patrons for February. So the first of every month, the Temple of Balance Patreon pledge level or rewards or resources switch over. So that started again for the new month for February yesterday or today if it's the first for some of you. So I want to really acknowledge my Temple of Balance patrons, so thank you so much, and I look forward to creating the resources and events for you for February. So I'll email out later today with my plans and intentions for the month. So thank you. So I trust you transitioned over into February well. It sort of feels to me this strange, I don't know if it's because I slipped into this deep gratitude like 4 days ago, but it's almost like the deep gratitude I've moved into has slowed time down. So it feels like I'm on these roller skates and I'm going in slow motion. And I've been so disorientated with the days and also the time of the day. The time seems to be really sort of stretched out. And even though it's quite busy, it's sort of like 24 hours feels like about 48 at the moment. So I'm not sure if it's just the gratitude that I've slipped into or if it's just a coincidence that this is sort of the state or what I'm observing and I've moved into this deep space of gratitude. So I'm really looking deeply at the things that I have, the things that I've built, the things that I can enjoy, the people around me, and I'm practicing like such deep gratitude that I'm feeling really profoundly in my body. And it's interesting pulling out of, I didn't think I was in that much of a heavy state, but pulling out of that sort of heavier, just underlying way of living and moving into gratitude is extremely uplifting and has it's just quite incredible. So I really suggest it if you're feeling bitter or resentment, or you're struggling, you're challenged and you're struggling to find much positivity in your life. Maybe see if you can go on this rampage of deep gratitude where you really deeply feel the gratitude that you're feeling, and see if that helps shift anything for you. So that's that. Welcome. Welcome. If you're new, what I'm going to be doing is using my Oracle cards today. These are Oracle cards that I created. The Speed of Light Oracle have been combined with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. So I've got 110 cards here to play with, and we'll find the best cards that the majority of us need for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. That's the 2nd, the 3rd and the 4th of February. So I'm not doing personal readings here. In fact, the only way you can really get a personal reading is an email reading on my website, or if you become a patron, then there is a pledge level. I think it's the $90 for the month where I do a video reading for you personally for the month that follows. So they're really the only readings you can get from me. I'm more interested in encouraging you to get your cards out and read for yourself. That's where I'm really, what I'm more passionate about than actually doing readings for people. So if you would like to read more for yourself, then I encourage you to watch these sorts of videos regularly, maybe become a part of my card reading club, which happens each month, and just have a play with your cards and see what happens. Yes, definitely journaling. If you're asking me that, Tony, I'm journaling all the time. That's for sure. So, but I don't sit there and just journal gratitude. I journal about life, and I journal about my relationship with life and what's happening for me and what I'm trying to process and move through. Okay, so the best card I'm looking for Friday, the 2nd of February, and I trust the best card will find its way to the top of the deck based on the way I choose my cards. And the best card for the 2nd of February for Friday is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card, and it's Gathering, card 53. It says Helping, Ready, Leader and Meeting. So there might be some of us who already are aware of a meeting or a gathering of some sort that we are either having on Friday or gets organised, or something happens with a meeting that's coming up on Friday, most likely. We'll probably find that we are also called to step into our role as a leader, and it may not be leader as such. It could just be the power, the strong qualities, the personal power that leadership energy tends to have. So if we do have a meeting and it's with people that we don't know, for example, maybe for a job interview or something, then we're not going to really probably feel that much in that leader energy as such. But it could be to our benefit to approach the meeting or the gathering with confidence and with a sense of strength and personal power as we sort of lead the way for ourselves moving forward. You know, almost the opposite of feeling timid and shy. So let's move into our meeting or our gathering with confidence, if that is Friday or if it's been arranged Friday for another time. And if you are gathering with people as some sort of reunion or with friends or family, then this is also highlighted here as something important. You know, this gathering of people of like minds, of people that we connect with and care for. So that would be awesome. So that's interesting for Friday. Let's see what pans out. Okay, the best card now for Saturday the 3rd of February. So Saturday the 3rd, the best card that the majority of us need is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it's this. It's the Fiddler Crab, card 46, and it says to be on guard. To be on guard. So this is highlighting our boundaries and putting our guard up. This is not about being paranoid, but it's about being aware of things or people around us perhaps that are trying to pull us down, or maybe we're trying to pull ourselves down without realising it, but we're being encouraged to, you know, be on guard to, you know, it's like when I like to affirm my protection, especially if I'm going into a place or a space or in a situation where I feel vulnerable or sensitive or anxious or scared, then I would go into that setting, so say a hospital setting, for example. I would imagine like an eggshell around me as like this bubble of protection. Now, not only does that energy, that protection, that guard, that armor, not only does it help keep unwanted or negative energy out, but it also helps keep my internal space within that eggshell, within me. It keeps that more positive and stronger and supportive. So I see that too as this sort of guard. So let's make sure it's healthy for one, especially our boundaries at this time. But also let's try and keep that space within the shell, within the egg or within the barrier that we're creating. Let's try and keep the internal part of that positive and helpful and supportive, and perhaps even like I was talking about at the beginning of the video, you know, accessing and tapping into that that power of gratitude to help us stay connected, really, because there is this sense of connection in gratitude. It's quite interesting. You think, oh, yeah, just gratitude. But there is something just very, very powerful about gratitude. I'm a very grateful person in general, and there are times when I practice gratitude more than others, potentially, because of various life things. I mean, we're all just human here. So going, being generally grateful and then moving into this deep state of very embodied gratitude, I'm really noticing that particular difference. So in this shell, on Saturday especially, let's keep our protection up from unwanted negative energies on the outside, but let's also keep our internal space nice and positive and yummy and enriched and full of gratitude. The fiddler crab for Saturday is also suggesting that we might find it helpful to keep something close to our chest and keep something private. This may be an opinion, it may be an idea, it may be a project we're working on privately, it may be just some thoughts we're having that we're trying to flesh out or digest or work out how we feel about something. So keeping something private may be to our benefit on Saturday. So the fiddler crab, let's be on guard, but let's not be paranoid. So thank you very much. That's for Saturday. Let's find the best card for Sunday, the 4th. Sunday, the 4th of February. And the best card for Sunday, the 4th of February, for the majority of us is, let's go with this card. It's a Speed of Light Oracle, and it's this. This was our card for the day before last, which was 31st of January, and it's the Persistence card. So this has come up again. So it was our card for Wednesday. Card 47, Persistence, and it says patience, solution, question, answer, and night. So this is reminding us again on Sunday, but also in general at this time, because it's come up before in the last video, to be patient and be persistent. Now is not the time to give up. Now may not be the time to be hasty and to push and try and push something open that's not opening yet. So we might find we need to sit back a little bit, to wait, to be patient, to also trust in perfect timing. Boy, that sun is so bright today. It's really affecting my eyes. Trust in perfect timing. I find if I catch myself being impatient, and more impatient than usual, although I'm a pretty patient person, I think. But if I catch myself being quite impatient, I need to then ask myself, am I trusting in perfect timing? Because if I was trusting in perfect timing, I would feel a sense of patience in the particular situation, that I wouldn't feel I need to push and, try and push doors open that don't want to open yet, push doors open that are locked, to try and put my foot on the accelerator and go when the light is still red. Let's wait for the green light. Let's trust in perfect timing, and let's exercise our patience at this time. It doesn't mean we need to give up. It just means we just need to be patient for a little bit longer yet. Maybe something's not quite in position yet behind the scenes. Maybe someone's not quite ready yet to turn that green light on if it's connected with another person or another situation. So we can trust in the bigger picture, and we can trust in perfect timing. So let's keep going. Let's be patient. We've got plenty of other things to do while we wait. So there's no need to try and have the green light turn on prematurely. There's plenty for us to do while we wait. So let's use this time to do other things, to tie up loose ends perhaps, to catch up on things that we've been wanting to do but haven't perhaps had the time. Let's get something out of the cupboard that's been collecting dust that we've been wanting to look at or play with, and wait. And it's okay to wait. You know, no news is good news. So if you're waiting on, sort of, say, test results or things like that, distracting yourself with doing something else is probably one of the best things you can do while you're waiting. Because no news is good news. So we don't have a yes or a no. We don't have a positive or a negative yet. So it could potentially be good news that there's no news yet. So sometimes that's helpful depending on the situation that we're in. So there are cards for the next 3 days. I trust that they resonate with you on some level. You won't probably know until you go through your days. So I recommend you come back and watch this video throughout the weekend to see how things fit and get your bearings and things like that. So before I pull the theme card, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment, please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. So if you'd like to learn more about my cards that I've created, or my pendants or earrings or artwork or anything else that I do at Temple of Balance, if you'd like to become a member or a patron for February, then please have a look on my website. You can learn more about all that stuff at templeofbalance.com.au. So the events I've got coming up are the Card Reading Club for February is coming up next Thursday on the 8th of February. And my next online art class is on Friday the 9th of February. It's very hard to look at the camera when it's this bright. Also, I have my upcoming solo art exhibition, which is ceramics and visual arts, coming up in Hobart at Salamanca Arts Centre from the 28th of February till the 4th of March. So if you're in Tasmania, I've got an opening event, and if you can make that, great, and if you can't, then maybe you can make one of the other days when the exhibition is open. I'll be working on some sculptures during the exhibition, and hopefully if you're in the area I can meet you. That would be awesome. So thank you for joining me today. Let's grab the theme card. The theme card will help bring these days together and this whole weekend, including Friday, and help us see the bigger picture for the 2nd, the 3rd and the 4th of February. So the best theme card for the majority of us is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it's Shelter. Card 51. It says seek safe shelter. So this is highlighting our home. You may ask, why is there a tree in the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards? And aside from the timing cards, this is the only card that's not an animal. And the reason I added this card at the very end, so aside from the 4 featured timing cards, this is the last illustration that was added to the Animal Kingdom Oracle. And this is the place of shelter. This is what I imagine that the animals go to for shelter, for rest, for healing, for mending, to whatever, recoup or whatever it is that they need to do for protection, to protect themselves too from predators, potentially. So this represents our home. And if your home is not your safe shelter, if your room is, or your vehicle, or a place in nature, then that would replace that home energy. It's a place where you feel is your safe place of shelter. Now, if you don't have one right now, you may feel that safe place of home within yourself, or if you don't feel that, you may feel a little or a lot lost, or a bit like you don't belong somewhere, or you don't have a base somewhere, somewhere that you can call home, somewhere that you can call the base. And if this is something you've been dealing with, a problem and a challenge that you've been trying to sort out, then this is certainly highlighted at the moment, that whatever you're looking for or whatever you're challenged by around the home is probably going to be stirred up this weekend to try and bring some clarity for you in regards to where your home really sits. And it really, in many ways, although it's really lovely to have a home and lovely to have a base, really our home represents the home within ourselves, within our body, usually within our heart. So if you don't have somewhere to belong right now, if you're away from home and you're away from family and you're away from your home space, your environment, and the familiar surroundings of home, then can you find home? Can you find that safe shelter in your heart? Can you slip into yourself, into your heart, to find home? And ultimately, too, a part of this card is the safety, and it comes back to that fiddler crab, the being on guard, protecting ourselves, keeping things close to our chest. We might find that we feel a bit on guard, and we may feel like we need to, or we may find we have to, really affirm our protection and our safety and our boundaries over the next few days. That we may feel vulnerable, we may feel unsafe, we may feel unprotected, we may feel exposed in some ways. So affirming or taking action on our boundaries, our protective shield, and feeling safe wherever that is for us is probably going to be important. So we retreat into our safe place, or we retreat into our place that feels like home, to catch up on rest, to heal, to mend, to reassess our life, to figure out the solution to a problem we might be facing, to try and overcome or push ourselves through challenges or fear that we may be feeling about life. Maybe we go to our safe place, our shelter, our home within or externally, to connect with those that we love and care for, that we share our home with, our partners, our children, our friends or family. So maybe there's something, and we had the gathering card too, so maybe there's something happening quite close to home. And it might be, connecting with people we haven't seen for a while that are really important to us, that we care for. So reaching out to those people too, if they're not nearby, we can't bring them to our home, to our space, or we're not going to theirs, maybe also a phone call or a visit or something like that to connect or reconnect with a loved one who's important to us might be important. So it feels like an interesting energy around for this weekend. I feel like it's likely going to pull us inward, into ourselves. We might feel a bit shut off, a bit withdrawn, a little antisocial at times. But, let's make the most of this time to reconnect with ourselves and our priorities. Affirm our boundaries, make sure they're nice and healthy and supportive for us. Make sure we haven't been too relaxed or lazy with our boundaries of late. We may need to tighten up our routine, tighten up our priorities, and maybe let our ideas and our projects and things that we are keeping quiet and private this weekend, maybe we let those sort of brew and form themselves, and through thought, through feeling, through journaling, through maybe conversations with people close to us as well. Keeping things private doesn't mean we tell no one, although it could mean that. But it doesn't necessarily have to be. We could have a conversation to help us make sense of things with our partner or someone close to us that can just help us understand, because that's really what it is. We're trying to figure out what's going on, figure out how we feel, what we want to do moving forward. Is this an idea worth pursuing? Because not all ideas are worth pursuing. And we can choose the ones that have more weight and are more aligned with our truth. So the home, nature perhaps, protection, boundaries, reassessing things, that's our energy for the weekend. So thanks so much for joining me. Have a great weekend. I'll be back to share with you again very soon, and take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye.